Of the 9 people in the studio here today, only one of them can win up to £10,000. The rest of them will leave with nothing, as round by round they are voted off as the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 9 people in the studio here today could win up to £10,000. They don't know each other, however, if they want to win the prize money, they'll have to work as a team, but 8 of them will leave with nothing. As round by round we lose the player voted as the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
I'm Alice, I'm 26, and I'm an art teacher.
Hello, I'm Sean, I'm 34, and I work for airport security.
I'm Jordan, I'm 19, and I'm a college student.
Hi, I'm Abigail. I'm 23 years old, and I'm a tattoo artist.
I'm Kevin, I'm 42, and I'm a mechanic.
Hello, I'm Mandy, I'm 40, and I'm a housewife.
Hi, I'm Graham, I'm 53, and I'm a college tutor.
I'm Ronnie, I'm 67, and I'm a retired firefighter.
I'm Zane, I'm 22, and I'm currently unemployed.
Now the rules: in each round you have a target of £1,000. The aim of the game is to reach your £1,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way to get to your target is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. If you get a question wrong, you'll break the chain and lose all the money in that chain, but if you say the word bank before the question is asked, the money is safe, but you'll start a new chain from scratch. Remember, at the end of the round only money that has been banked can be taken forward into the next round. In round 1 there are 3 minutes on the clock. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. And that's you, Abigail. Let's play the weakest link. First question is for £20. Start the clock. Abigail, what S is a sack that you put small gifts in it, typically at Christmas time?
Stocking.
Correct, Kevin. Which kitchen appliance has a rinse, drain and spin cycle?
Dishwasher.
Washing machine. Mandy, the Star-Spangled Banner is the national anthem for which country?
America.
Correct, Graham. In the 1980s sitcom The Young Ones, which character was played by Nigel Planer?
Neil.
Correct, Ronnie. Do evergreen trees shed their leaves?
No.
Correct, Zane. In geography, what's the official language of Belgium?
English.
Nope, French. Alice, in the Gregorian calendar, how many days does February have in a non-leap year?
28.
Correct, Sean. What is the 5-letter slang word for nothing?
Zilch.
Correct, Jordan.
Bank.
What does 3D stand for?
3-dimensional.
Correct, Abigail. In maths, what's 65 plus 75?
130.
Correct, Kevin. How many days are in a fortnight?
2 weeks.
Nope, I said how many days. 14 is the correct answer, Mandy. Which star sign is represented as a crab?
Cancer.
Correct, Graham. What do Americans celebrate on July 4th?
Independence Day.
Correct, Ronnie. What's the name of the game show that Richard Whiteley originally hosted?
Countdown.
Correct, Zane. Is a tomato a fruit or vegetable?
It's a fruit.
Correct, Alice. Which children's book author made The Grinch, The Lorax and The Cat in the Hat?
Pass.
Dr. Seuss. Sean, in the 1998 Disney movie A Bug's Life, what is the name of the villain?
Hopper.
Correct, Jordan.
Bank.
Which singer had the songs Danger Zone and Footloose?
Kenny Loggins.
Correct, Abigail. In chemistry, which element is represented by the letters Ag?
Gold.
Nope, silver. Kevin, what is 10 o'clock in 24-hour time?
2000 hours.
Nope, 2200 hours. Mandy, a sentence or phrase that is difficult to say is a tongue what?
Twister.
Correct, Graham. In maths, what is 8 squared?
64.
Correct, Ronnie. Which band had the songs Paradise Yellow and Clocks?
Coldplay.
Correct, Zane.
Bang.
In geography, Cambodia is in which continent?
Asia.
Correct, Alice. Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May used to host which BBC TV program?
Top Gear.
Correct, Sean. In a road, what are the reflective colored studs called?
Markers.
Time's up. The correct answer was cat's eyes. And that was an embarrassing performance, team. Out of the £1,000 you had available in that round, you only banked an abysmal £170. Who is already falling apart? Whose general knowledge is more than a bit rusty? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In the first round, Mandy is the strongest link. Kevin is the weakest link because he failed to answer a single question correctly. But who will be the first to go?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Jordan.
Jordan.
Kevin.
Jordan.
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 Sean.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Mandy. What do you do for a living?
I'm a housewife,
And what does that involve?
mainly cleaning the house and looking after my kids.
When you aren't doing those things, what do you usually do in your spare time?
Well, in my spare time I like to have a glass of wine and read a book.
How classy. So Mandy, why Jordan?
I voted for Jordan because I think he is way too young to be here, and I believe that the more experience you have in life, the more knowledge you have.
Is that so? Well, did you think he was the worst player in that round?
Not really. But I think he won't be good in the later rounds as the questions get tougher.
Well, you really can't judge that because you aren't giving him a chance. Kevin, why have you voted for Jordan?
To be honest, I think he's way too young to be here. He should still be at college studying.
Do you think you're more knowledgeable than him?
Yeah, probably.
And yet you failed to answer a single question correctly in that round. What do you have to say about that?
My mind went blank, I guess.
Well, judging by your general knowledge, I think inside your head is all blank, because I would be astonished if you really do have a mind. Well, statistically you, Kevin, was the worst player in that round. But it's votes that count. Jordan, you answered all of your questions correctly and banked money for the team, but Mandy and Kevin think you are too young for the show, and I'm assuming that the rest of the team voted you because of that reason as well. Well, I guess it's time to go back to studying. With 5 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I can't believe these idiots voted me off just because I'm young. It doesn't mean that I have a lack of knowledge. I think Kevin is a complete nutter muppet. And I really hope he gets voted off next.
Round 2. After that disappointing first round, you have in the bank £170 out of a possible 1,000. There are 8 of you left. We're cutting 10 seconds from the time. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round. And that's Mandy. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Mandy, Belfast is the capital of which country in the UK?
Northern Ireland.
Correct, Graham. If you were born in 1983 and the year was 1999, how old will you be?
16 years old.
Correct, Ronnie. Smirnoff, Belvedere and Grey Goose are known for making which alcoholic spirit?
Vodka.
Correct, Zane. In food, is baked Alaska a main course or a dessert?
Main course?
Dessert. Alice, what's the name of the musical as a child orphan with the same name and has the song It's a Hard Knock Life?
Oliver Twist.
No, Penny. Sean, someone who is agoraphobic is scared of what?
Going outside.
Open or public places but all except going outside. Abigail in the animal kingdom? Which carnivorous member of the dog family is known for its howling at a full moon?
It's a wolf.
Correct, Kevin. In which country in the UK is the rose the national flower of?
Wales.
England. Kevin. Mandy, what's the title of the 1992 sequel to the original Home Alone?
Home Alone Lost in New York.
Correct, Graham. Which car manufacturer shares its name with the big cat?
Jaguar.
Correct, Ronnie. In science, the study of blood, hair and fingerprints typically for a crime investigation is called what?
Forensics.
Correct, Zane. In video games, was the original Xbox released in 2001 or 2004?
2001.
Correct, Alice.
Bank.
If the number in the pH scale is 14, is it a strong acid or alkali?
Acid.
Nope, alkali. Sean, what's the name of the movie that stars Sylvester Stallone as the main character in a movie about boxing?
Rocky.
Correct, Abigail. In geography, is Pyongyang the capital of South Korea or North Korea?
South Korea.
Nope, North Korea. Kevin, what does CIA stand for?
Pass.
Central Intelligence Agency. Mandy. Which 1990s sitcom set in Ireland is about priests?
Father Ted.
Correct, Graham. What age is someone who breaks into a computer without authorization?
A hacker.
Correct, Ronnie. Which Disney movie has the songs I Wanna Be Like You, Trust in Me and That's What Friends Are For?
Jungle Book.
Correct, Zane.
Bank.
Which band had the songs Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia and Gimme Gimme
ABBA.
Gimme? Correct, Alice. In geometry, how many equal sides does an isosceles triangle have?
2.
Correct, Sean. How many inches are in 4 feet?
48.
Correct, Abigail.
Bank.
The 1996 Time's up. I cannot complete the question. And you did slightly better in that round. You banked £400. Who can't you trust? Who is preventing you from reaching your £1,000 target? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In the second round, Graham is the strongest link. Kevin is the weakest link again, because he still hasn't answered a question correctly. Will he escape the vote again?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Kevin.
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 Zane.
Zane.
Kevin.
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 Zane. So you're currently unemployed?
Unfortunately, yes. But hopefully I will get a job soon.
What kind of job are you looking for?
Basically any job will do, any job that is well paid.
But what if you get a job that you don't find interesting? What are you interested in?
Well, my favorite subject in school was music, so if I do get a job that is music related, I'd go for it.
I think you should. So Zane, why Kevin?
I think it's pretty obvious that Kevin is the weakest link, because he didn't answer a single question right in both of the rounds. And I'm surprised that he didn't get voted off in the first round.
Me too. Sean. Remind us what you do.
I work for airport security.
And what do you do there?
I check the X-ray machine to make sure there's nothing suspicious in the passenger's luggage.
And how long have you been doing that for?
For about 2 years.
Really? That's not long at all. Is this your first job?
Nope, it's my second job. In my first job I was a window cleaner.
Window cleaner? I guess your job at airport security is much more exciting than cleaning windows.
Oh yes, definitely.
Thought so. So tell me, Sean, why have you voted for Kevin?
Because he got all of his questions wrong. And he doesn't even know what the national flower of England is. For someone who is over 40 years old, his general knowledge is quite poor.
Well, I can't say you're wrong about that. Kevin, how did you survive the first vote off? I don't know, but you answered all 5 of your questions incorrectly, which makes you the worst contestant we've ever had on the weakest link so far. It's time for you to finally go home. You are most certainly the weakest link. Goodbye.
To be voted off this early in the game is quite embarrassing, and my friends are gonna make a laughing stock out of me when I get home. Zane will definitely be voted off next, because just like Jordan, he is too young to be on the show.
Round 3. Out of a potential prize money of £2,000 you have in your bank £570. 7 of you left. We're cutting another 10 seconds from the time. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round. And that's Graham. Let's play. The weakest link. Start the clock. Graham, which month did Germany invade Poland in 1939?
September.
Correct, Ronnie. Which brand of deodorant shares its name with a member of the cat family?
Pass, I can't remember the name.
Links, Ronnie.
Oh, God's sake.
Zane, the Cold War was fought between America and which other nation?
Russia.
I'll accept Russia or Soviet Union. Alice, what kind of detector usually makes a loud high-pitched bleeping noise to warn people when there's a fire?
Smoke detector.
Correct, Sean. Which rapper had the album Get Rich or Die Trying?
50 Cent.
Correct, Abigail.
Bank.
The 1996 film Trainspotting was set in which Scottish city?
Glasgow.
Nope, Edinburgh. Mandy, what's the last letter in the Greek alphabet?
Omega.
Correct, Graham. What's the name of the 1994 film where Robin Williams dresses up as an old lady?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Correct, Ronnie. What does CCTV stand for?
Closed circuit television.
Correct, Zane.
Bank.
Shape of My Heart, Larger Than Life and I Want It That Way are songs from which boy band?
The Backstreet Boys.
Correct, Alice. In geography, Riga is the capital of which European country?
Romania.
No, Latvia. Sean, what P is a disease where there's inflammation in the lungs?
What letter? Sorry.
What? P.
Oh, pneumonia.
Correct, Abigail.
Bank.
Which German car manufacturer produces the Golf Polo and the Beetle?
BMW.
Volkswagen, Abigail. Mandy, in the Tom and Jerry cartoons, what's the name of the dog?
Spike.
Correct, Graham. How many years are in a millennium?
1000.
Correct, Ronnie. Which country did the damn cheese originate?
The Netherlands.
Correct, Zane.
Bank.
How many minutes is 1 hour and 40 minutes?
100.
Correct, Alice. What S is a toy originated from the 1940s that springs down the stairs?
I don't know.
Slinky.
Bank.
Nothing to bank, Sean. What is the study of plants called?
Botany.
Correct, Abigail.
Bank.
If someone is lactose intolerant, what can't they drink?
Milk.
Correct, Mandy. In a car, what charges the battery?
Alternator.
Correct, Graham.
Bank.
Time's up. Your bank was out of time. And in that round, team, you banked £340. Who must you abandon from the team? Who is the most nervous person here? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the first time in the game, Zane is the strongest link, since he answered all of his questions correctly and banked the most money for the team. The weakest link statistically is Alice. But will the team have noticed that?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Abigail.
Abigail.
Alice.
Zane.
Abigail.
Abigail.
Alice.
Graham. Remind me what you do.
I'm a college tutor.
What subjects do you teach?
I teach mathematics and English.
And how long have you been a college tutor?
For 8 years nearly.
What did you do before you got your job as a college tutor?
Well, before I got my job in college, I was a middle school teacher, and I taught chemistry and biology.
Why don't you teach the same subjects from high school?
Well, I do like science, but I always loved maths, and I was very good at it when I was young, so that's why I wanted to teach it at college.
Fair enough, I suppose. So Graham, Why Abigail?
I voted for Abigail because she got 2 questions wrong. And her questions were fairly straightforward and not even that difficult.
Okay. Ronnie. Never heard of Lynx deodorant?
Yes, I have. It's just I couldn't remember the name of it.
I don't think it's that hard to remember. So you are a retired firefighter?
Yes,
How long have you been a firefighter before you retired?
for 40 years.
Wow. That's quite extraordinary. Did you enjoy your job as a firefighter?
Yes, I love my job, and if I didn't had to retire, I'd still be doing it.
So Ronnie, why have you voted for Abigail?
I think Abigail was the weakest link, because she got 2 wrong and she seems very nervous as well.
Abigail. The tattoo artist, who hasn't heard of Volkswagen. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I don't think I was the weakest link in that round. Because I banked money for the team. Alice will definitely be voted off next. Because her performance was just as bad as mine.
Round 4. And you're not even at a 4-digit number yet. You only have £910 in the bank so far. 6 of you left. We're cutting another 10 seconds from the time. You now only have 2.5 minutes. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round. And that's Zane. Let's play. The weakest link. Start the clock. Zane, in the animal kingdom, what's the biggest member of the cat family?
Lion.
Nope, tiger. Alice, in golf, what's it called when a player scores 2 under par?
Birdie.
Nope, eagle. Sean, Annie Lennox, David A. Stewart and Chacho Merchant were members of which band?
Pass.
Eurythmics. Mandy, the adult cartoons Family Guy and American Dad were created by who?
Seth MacFarlane.
Correct, Graham. In the soap opera EastEnders, which character is played by Ross Kemp?
Grant Mitchell.
Correct, Ronnie. What C is a game where the players need to guess the phrase as the other player acts out each word?
Charades.
Correct, Zane. In The Shawshank Redemption, what's the full name of the character played by Tim Robbins?
Andy Dufresne.
Correct, Alice. What T is a giant tidal wave usually caused by an earthquake?
Pass. Tsunami.
Nope, I cannot accept you said pass first. Tsunami is the correct answer. In the sitcom Blackadder, the third Prince George was played by which actor?
Hugh Laurie.
Correct, Mandy.
Bank.
In the Mr. Men series, what color is Mr. Grumpy?
Blue.
Correct, Graham. In maths, what's 80% of 490?
392.
Correct, Ronnie. Which entertainment duo first appeared as PJ and Duncan in Biker Grove?
Ant and Deck.
Correct, Zane.
Bang.
According to the advert, what beverage gives you wings?
Red Bull.
Correct, Alice. The company Samsung originated from which Asian country?
Japan.
Nope, South Korea. Sean, what letter represents 1000 in Roman numerals?
M.
Correct, Mandy. Which sport do the New England Patriots and the Washington Redskins play?
American football.
Correct, Graham. The Great War is better known as which World War?
World War I.
Correct, Ronnie.
Bang.
In science, what's the chemical formula for carbon monoxide?
CO2. Oh no.
Nope, CO. Zane, the foxtrot, the waltz, and the tango are a type of what?
Oh, dance.
Correct, Alice. We Are Family was a song by which 70s vocal group?
Jackson 5.
Nope, Sister Sledge. Sean, in the animal kingdom, is a koala, bear, or marsupial?
It's a bear.
Nope, it's a marsupial.
Bank.
Time's up. There was nothing to bank regardless, you were well out of time anyway. And you seem to be getting worse each round, because in that round you only banked just £220. Who thinks there's a I in team? Who is struggling to keep up? It's time to vote off. The weakest link.
Mandy is the strongest link for the second time in the game. Alice is the weakest link twice in a row, because she got all of her questions wrong. But who will the team vote off?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Sean,
Alice,
Zane,
Alice,
Alice,
Alice.
Sean. Never heard of Eurythmics?
nope, I haven't heard of them.
That's quite surprising, they are a very famous band. How good do you think your knowledge is on music?
Not good at all. Quite poor.
Well, that's no good. So why have you voted for Alice?
I voted for Alice because she got a few of her questions wrong, and she seems a little hesitant too.
She got all of her questions wrong in this round. Zane. You're a music person. Have you ever heard of Eurythmics?
Yup, indeed I have. My favorite song being Thorn in My Side.
At least your general knowledge on music seems to be good.
Well, I'd like to think that. Considering I love music in all forms.
Indeed. So Zane, why Alice?
I know for a fact that Alice was the weakest link in that round, because she didn't get any questions right. And the question about Sister Sledge as well. I mean, come on, everyone should know she sang We Are Family.
Fair enough. Alice. The art teacher whose general knowledge is very limited. You didn't get any questions right in that round, and they have had enough of you. With 4 votes you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm not surprised that they voted me off, because I knew I was completely useless in that round. I think Sean will be voted off next, because he started off strong, but now he's starting to weaken.
Round 5. And you have in the bank £1,130. Of course, if you had been hitting your targets you would have reached 4,000 by now. 5 of you left. We're cutting another 10 seconds from the time. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round, and that's Mandy. Let's play. The weakest link. Start the clock. Mandy, and vehicles, especially cars. What does ABS stand for?
anti-lock braking system.
Correct, Graham. What year did the Titanic hit an iceberg and sank?
1912.
Correct, Ronnie.
Bang.
What 2001 film stars Ben Stiller as a male model called Derek?
Pass.
Zoolander. Zane, when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, it's called a what?
Solar eclipse.
Correct, Sean. The soap opera Emmerdale first appeared in which decade?
The 60s.
Nope, the 70s. Mandy and the Inspector Gadget cartoons. Who was the main villain?
Oh, Dr. Claw.
Correct, Graham. Which movie did Jeff Goldblum played a scientist who transforms into a horrible creature?
The Fly.
Correct, Ronnie.
Pass.
In science, what's the pass? Zane, in botany, what's it called when a plant only has a 1-year lifespan?
Annuals.
Correct, Sean.
Bang.
In the Gregorian calendar, what month is 6 months before July?
January.
Correct, Mandy. In the video game series Mortal Kombat, which character says "get over here"?
Sub-Zero.
Nope, Scorpion. Graham, in Greek mythology, who's said to be the first woman created by the gods?
Pandora.
Correct, Ronnie.
Bang.
The TV show Scrubs is set at what establishment?
Hospital.
Correct, Zane. Which female artist sang the song Walking Back to Happiness?
Helen Shapiro.
Correct, Sean.
Bang.
Which theme park in England has the roller coaster called the Smiler?
Thorpe Park.
Nope, Alton Towers. Mandy, and the Magic Roundabout, what's the name of the snail?
Brian.
Correct, Graham.
Bang.
Which alcoholic liqueur is made with coconuts and Caribbean rum?
Malibu.
Correct, Ronnie.
Bang.
Colin McRae is associated with which motorsport?
Rally car driving.
Correct, Zane. In maths, what's 78 times 7?
546.
Correct, Sean.
Bang.
Which 1990s cartoon is about 2 lab mice trying to take over the world?
Pass.
Pinky and the Brain. Mandy, which Disney movie has the song "Everybody Wants to Be a Cat"?
The Aristocats.
Time's up. The Aristocats was the correct answer, but you were out of time. And you didn't do much better in this round, team. You only banked £230. Who's not helping the team? Who is the next person who's gonna leave the studio with nothing? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In this stage of the game, Graham is the strongest link. The weakest link is Sean, because he got the most wrong answers. However, he did bank money for the team. Will that save him from the vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Ronnie.
Zane.
Ronnie.
Sean.
Ronnie.
Graham. Why Ronnie?
I voted for Ronnie because he got a couple of his questions wrong. And we cannot afford any passing before the question is asked nonsense in the later rounds.
Did you think he was the weakest link in that round?
Yes. I did.
Well, that's the first thing you got wrong today, because he wasn't. Was he Sean?
Nope. He wasn't.
So who do you think was the weakest link then?
Well, since you're asking me the question, I'm assuming it's me.
Your assumption is correct. You got 3 of your questions wrong, when Ronnie only got 2 questions wrong, making you the worst player in the round. But it's votes that count. Ronnie, you passed instead of banked, which made the team lose money, and they have gotten rid of you because of that. Well, I guess that's 2 things you're retired from now. Firefighting, and from this game. With 3 votes, you're the weakest link. Goodbye.
I am very disappointed to be voted off in the round. If I didn't screw up with the bank, I'd still be in there. I think Graham will win, because he's the most consistent and strongest player in the team.
Round 6. You have in the kitty £1,360 out of a possible $5,000. 4 of you left. We're cutting another 10 seconds from the time. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round. And that's Graham. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Graham, who was the first ever winner on American Idol?
Don't know.
Kelly Clarkson. Zane, what nationality were the pop band Men at Work?
Australian.
Correct. Sean.
Bang.
In video games, which was released first, PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360?
PlayStation 3.
Xbox 360. Mandy. Which book by John Steinbeck is about George Milton and Lenny Small?
Of Mice and Men.
Correct. Graham. In which country in the UK would you visit the Kelpies?
Scotland.
Correct. Zane. In the 1960s cartoon Top Cat, what's the name of the police officer?
Officer Dibble.
Correct. Sean.
Bang.
In the periodic table, what metal is represented by the letters Hg?
Aluminum.
Nope. Mercury. Mandy, which British TV sitcom that the main character often says the phrase "I don't believe it"?
1 foot in the grave.
Correct. Graham. In which country did Lego originate?
Denmark.
Correct. Zane.
Bang.
What does VHS stand for?
Is it video home system?
Correct. Sean.
Bang.
In which scale is 100 degrees the boiling point of water on?
Centigrade.
Correct. Mandy. Who played Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films?
Rupert Grant.
No, I
Oh,
cannot
come on.
accept it's Rupert Grint. Graham, in which sport would you score a try?
Rugby.
Correct. Zane.
Bang.
In food is gazpacho soup served hot or cold?
Cold?
Correct. Sean.
Bang.
What's the currency of New Zealand?
Pounds.
Nope. New Zealand dollars. Mandy, in the 1964 Disney movie Mary Poppins, who played a chimney sweep called Berth?
Dick Van Dyke.
Correct. Graham. What year was the video sharing site YouTube first founded?
2005.
Correct. Zane. Which Scandinavian band has the songs Barbie Girl and Dr. Jones?
Aqua.
Correct. Sean.
Bang.
The film director Alfred Hitchcock was born in which century?
20th century.
Nope. 19th century. Mandy, what F is deadly radioactive dust after a nuclear explosion?
Fallout.
Correct. Graham.
Bang.
Time's up. Your bank was just in time. And in that round you banked £350. Who's out of their league? Who is feeling the pressure? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In this crucial stage of the game, Zane is the strongest link, because he was the only one to have answered all of his questions correctly. Sean is the weakest link again, because he got most of his questions wrong, but he did bank some money for the team. Will that escape him from the vote again?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Mandy.
Sean.
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 Zane. Why Sean?
I voted for Sean because he got most of his questions wrong, and we can't afford to keep him anymore. He needs to go.
Okay. Mandy. I haven't spoken to you in a while. Why have you voted for Sean?
He started off good, but after these couple of rounds he has been falling apart, and he got most of his questions wrong. I do agree with Zane, he needs to go.
Alright. And finally Graham. Why have you voted for Sean? Had enough of him?
I have absolutely nothing against him personally, but despite him banking lots of money, he still got a lot of his questions wrong, and we can't afford that in the next round. Sorry Sean, but I agree with Zane and Mandy, it's time for you to go.
That's fair enough. Sean. Looks like the pressure has gotten to you. You were the weakest link in the last round and this round too. And Graham, Mandy and Zane all agree that you have to go. It's time to go back to checking people's luggage. With 3 votes you're the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, what can I say? I knew I was gonna be voted off soon because they are much stronger than me. I think Zane deserves to win, because he has an impressive amount of knowledge for someone that young.
Round 7. You have in your bank £1,710 out of a possible 6,000. There are now only 3 of you left. And we've still got Zane who's unemployed, Mandy the housewife and Graham the college tuner. We're cutting another 10 seconds from the time. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round, and that's Zane. Let's play. The weakest link. Start the clock. Zane, who directed the 1990 film Dances with Wolves?
Pass.
Kevin Costner. Mandy and the Transformers cartoons, who were the enemy of the Autobots?
The Decepticons.
Correct, Graham. In politics, what does SNP stand for?
Scottish National Party.
Correct, Zane.
Bank.
The colors green, orange and purple are known as what colors?
Cold colors?
Secondary colors,
for God's
Zane.
sake.
Mandy, in Judaism, how many days is Hanukkah celebrated?
9.
No paid. Graham, in bowling, what's it called when a player gets 3 strikes in a row?
Turkey.
Correct, Zane. In mythology, a centaur is a half man, half what?
Horse.
Correct, Mandy. Which actor starred in the movies Face Off, Gone in 60 Seconds and Ghost Rider?
Nicolas Cage.
Correct, Graham.
Bang.
In the TV game show The Chase, what's the real full name of the beast?
Mark Laddit.
Correct, Zane. In the TV sitcom Sabrina the Teenage Witch, what's the name of the talking
I
cat?
have no idea.
Salem. Mandy, which TV sitcom was created by David Walliams and Matt Lucas?
Little Britain.
Correct, Graham.
Bang.
Myocardial infarction is another name for a what?
A heart attack.
Correct, Zane. In a car, what do Americans call blinkers?
Indicators?
Correct, Mandy.
Bank.
How many days are in 90 weeks?
63.
Correct, Graham.
Bang.
Who hosted the children's TV game show Fun House?
Was it Pat Sharp?
Correct, Zane. In a building, what is the usual color for fire exits?
Green?
Correct, Mandy. In a pack of cards, what are the 2 suits that are red?
Diamonds and hearts.
Correct, Graham. What are the tall metal towers that support power lines called?
Pylons.
Correct, Zane. Which band had the songs Wild Wild Life and
Talking
Psycho
Heads.
Billy? Time's up. Talking Heads was the correct answer, but you were out of time. And that was quite disappointing. After getting rid of 6 weaker links, you only banked £240. Now in round 8 you get the chance to treble what you bank, so there's potentially £3,000 to be won. Who will you hold on to? Who do you think is worthy to continue? But the most important question is, do you have the bravery and courage to vote off the weakest link?
For the third time in the game, Graham is the strongest link, because he answered all of his questions correctly. For a reversal of fortune, Zane was the strongest link in the previous round, but now the weakest in this. But who will lose out in the final vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Graham.
Zane.
Mandy.
Well, how interesting. We have a three-way tie. Mandy, Graham and Zane, 1 vote each. Zane. Why Mandy?
Well, I knew I was the weakest link in this round, and I knew Graham was the strongest link, so I don't want to look like a coward, so I voted for Mandy. And I noticed she has been voting for me for nearly the whole entire game for no particular reason. Just a little payback.
Fair enough, I guess. Mandy. Why have you voted for Graham?
I voted for Graham because I thought he was hesitant in some on his questions, and he's banking too early.
I'm not convinced by that at all. I think you have been voting tactically for the whole game.
Okay, maybe I was voting a little bit tactically. But at least I got nearly all of my questions right in that round.
There's no maybe about it. You were voting tactically. You're not very brave, aren't you? Well, when the vote is tied, the strongest link gets to cast the deciding vote. And interestingly, that's you, Graham. Graham, you voted for Zane, but now you can change your mind and vote for Mandy. So who do you want to send packing?
Well, I know that Zane was the weakest link, but I don't like cowards, so I would like to change my mind and vote for Mandy.
But do you know she is a much stronger player though?
Yes, I'm fully aware of this. Maybe if she didn't vote tactically, I would have spared her for the final. But no. I do not tolerate cowards, so she needs to go.
Mandy. Despite being the stronger player, you tried to get rid of the strongest link, and it has misfired dreadfully, hasn't it? And Graham doesn't tolerate cowards. Well, it's time to go back to being a housewife. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I've been robbed. I thought I was going to be the strongest link in the last round, but it obviously didn't turn out that way. I hope Zane doesn't win, because he has been very weak in the game and he doesn't deserve the money.
Round 8. You have in the bank £1,950 out of a possible £7,000. Just the two of you left. You now only have 90 seconds, but whatever you win will be trebled and added to the winnings from the previous rounds, so there's £3,000 at stake. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round, and that's Graham. Let's play. The weakest link. Start the clock. Graham, in chemistry, what kind of reaction releases energy?
Exothermic reaction.
Correct, Zane.
Bang.
What musical is about a man eating plant?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Correct, Graham. What H is atmospheric pressure?
Humidity.
Correct, Zane. Which female actor starred as Cruella de Vil in the live-action movie 101 Dalmatians?
Glenn Close.
Correct, Graham.
Bang.
In the 1980s children's TV program Henry's Cat, what color is Henry?
He's yellow.
Correct, Zane. If A is Alpha and B is Bravo, what is C?
Chris.
Nope, Charlie. Duncan Bannatyne, Peter Jones, and Deborah Meaden were in which TV series?
Dragon's Den.
Correct, Zane.
Bang.
Which pop group had a TV show called Miami 7?
S Club 7.
Correct, Graham.
Bang.
In geography, what's the capital of Papua New Guinea?
Port Moresby.
Correct, Zane.
Bang.
In a record player, what plays the record?
The Needle.
Needle or stylus, I'd accept.
Bang.
What sea creature is known as a sea wasp?
Jellyfish.
Correct, Zane.
Bang.
Which 1998 animated DreamWorks movie did Woody Allen provided the voice for Z?
Pass.
Ants. Graham, Phil Collins was a member of which band?
Genesis.
Correct, Zane.
Bang.
Which plot did Guy Fawkes participated in?
Oh, the gunpowder plot.
Time's up. That is the correct answer, but you're out of time. And you banked £240. We'll treble that and add it to the total winnings of today. So that makes the total prize money of today of £2,670, but only one of you can take that money away. We'll have a head-to-head round. I'll ask alternating questions, best of 5. Whoever gets the most correct wins. It's as simple as that. If there's a tie after 5, we'll go to sudden death until we have a winner. So Graham and Zane. For £2,670. Let's play. The weakest link. Graham, as the strongest link in the last round, you have a choice to who goes first.
I'll go first.
Graham. In the 1992 film Beethoven, what breed of dog is Beethoven?
He was a Saint Bernard.
That's the correct answer. Zane. In the television program Robot Wars, what's the name of the commentator?
Craig Charles.
The correct answer is Jonathan Pierce. Graham. If someone is a kleptomaniac, what can't they resist to do?
Steal.
That's the correct answer. Zane. Which American state is also known as the Beaver State?
Colorado.
The correct answer is Oregon. Graham. Which country of the UK boasts about having a town with the longest name?
Wales.
That's the correct answer. Zane. You need to answer this question correctly to stay in the game. In the movie Pulp Fiction, the theme song Miserlou is by which American guitarist?
That was Dick Dale.
That's the correct answer. Graham. If you answer this question correctly, you have won. So for £2,670. The horror book author, Stephen King, was born in which decade of the 20th century?
1940s.
That's the correct answer. That means Graham, you are today's strongest link and you go away with £2,670. Zane. You leave with nothing. Join us again for the weakest link. Goodbye.
I am absolutely thrilled to have won the weakest link, and I have enjoyed the whole experience.
I didn't win, but I'm still very proud of myself to make it all the way to the final.
I give Zane credit for being brave and facing me in the final round.
He was definitely the strongest player in the game, and he deserves the money. Well done, Craig.